Good evening. Thanks for being here. A bailout package that will address the European debt crisis seems to have calmed the markets around the world. And although the economic recovery may be tenuous, there are some signs that things are getting better. The Conference Board of Canada says that British Columbia, along with Ontario, will lead the country in economic growth. And here's an example of that you have probably noticed. Housing starts on Vancouver Island. They have more than tripled. In Greater Victoria last month alone, new house construction was up 200% over the previous April. Mary Beth Burton now with more on what is driving the spike.
The sawdust is flying at a Victoria construction site. Half of the 16 townhouses on Richmond Avenue have already pre-sold, and the move-in date is still 7 months away.
BC, and more specifically Victoria and Vancouver, have had a little bit of a bump in the last year where things have started to pick up a little bit, especially from late 2008 and early 2009.
Canada Mortgage and Housing says BC housing starts grew 16% in the first quarter of this year over the same period last year. But on the island, the numbers are even greater. Single home construction tripled.
Some of the factors behind the increase in single detached starts, pent-up demand. We had very low levels of construction last year. Also, mortgage rates are still relatively low.
And while the number of single-family detached homes has increased 162% this April over last April, it's multiple family dwellings that's really leading the charge in Victoria. Multiples grew from 20 units in April 2009 to 123 this April, a jump of more than 600%. Both Nanaimo and Campbell River saw new home construction projects double April over April.
Our population's growing. People need somewhere to live, and so we build more homes. But it also reflects the economy, what's happening in the broader economy in terms of increased job creation. We've had an increasing employment trend in British Columbia now.
The award-winning builder of Terra Verde doesn't expect new home starts will stay as strong as they have been so far this year.
Oh, I've seen a little bit of slowdown even in the last 6 weeks versus the beginning of the year. We had a great first 6 weeks in 2010, and then I see a little bit of a slowdown. But I think, as I say, overall, it's gonna run fairly consistent for the latter part of 2010, and I think into 2011.
Miller does predict the introduction of the HST in July will have a short-term negative impact on housing starts. But for now, it's a good time to be both a construction worker and a home buyer.
Well, we've in fact swung back and forth from a seller's market in the fall of 2009 to a buyer's market now.
Canada Mortgage and Housing predicts a balanced market for the rest of the year.
Joining us now with more on the housing boom is Mary Beth Burton. Mary Beth, why right now? Why the jump in new starts?
Well, Hudson, Canada Mortgage and Housing looks back at the fall of this previous year when the resale market of existing homes really started to pick up on Vancouver Island. Those new construction projects often follow when there's a brisk seller's market. The CMHC is predicting by the end of this year, however, we're at 200% now for new starts. Overall, the year we'll have about 52% new construction on Vancouver Island, and projections for 2011 aren't quite as robust as we're seeing now with a projection then of 22%, but still the numbers keep going up year over year.
Continued growth. Mary Beth, thank you.